Hip-hop since 1987.com.
Terrell Thomas, hip-hop since 1987. Once again, I had the pleasure and the honor of sitting with Alabama native, Alabama hip-hop rising star. Goes by the name of Mr. Miles. How you feeling today?
I'm good, brother. How about you?
Can't complain, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Always good to see you. Now, it was really dope because not too long ago, a few days ago, we were actually all out in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest 2018. Got a chance to see some of the shows, kind of network with some artists, and get to 6th Street and really see what's going on out there. So first and foremost, talk to me about your thoughts of South by Southwest, and then let me know, or let our audience know, why it's so important for artists, mainstream artists, indie artists, period, to get out to Austin each year to those South by Southwest festivals.
Well, I mean, I think it's a great thing for artists because they get a chance to actually network, actually meet new people, you know what I'm saying, get your face out there and be amongst the people, you know what I'm saying. That's always important. I don't care who you are, you know what I mean. You have to be among the people. So that was one of the things that I was looking forward to doing, is actually getting out and seeing some new faces and being on 6th Street, and it was a nice experience, you know. So that was my first time at South by Southwest too, so, you know, it was a good experience.
With it being your first time there, what are some, I don't want to say memories, but maybe some little jewels or some things you picked up on while you were out there that you're going to take moving forward as your career continues to progress?
I mean, I saw how hard a lot of the other people were going as far as promoting themselves and getting themselves out there and actually going up and talking to random people, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of artists are reluctant to actually talk to somebody new that they never met before, that type of thing. So that was one of the things that I saw too that I liked. Yeah.
Now, this isn't our first time actually sitting down and having a dope conversation. We got with you a few months ago and you were talking about your career and some things that you had in store. Right. So let me know, what have you been working on from our last situation up until now?
I mean, I still been working on some projects, you know what I mean? And like I told you before, I like to focus on the music, you know what I mean? So I'm always doing some music, you know what I'm saying? Whether writing or trying to find some new beats and working with producers and things like that. So I'm always doing that. So that's what I've been doing lately. So
I see, you know, before we actually sat down and did the interview. Of course, we were checking out some of your videos on YouTube. You can check his videos out on YouTube. You can also check them out on Hip Hop since 1987, immediately following this interview. But the Alabama music scene is growing. You know, it's been growing over the last few years. And one thing about you, good brother, is that you actually have some lyrics behind what you're saying. You're not, in my opinion, you're not what most people would stereotype or consider the typical Southern artist. You know, a lot of cats don't necessarily associate Southern artists with having lyrics, and that's, I mean, completely false. You have your Andre 3000s, you have your Big Crits, you have your T.I.s, you know, you have Bun B, several artists who are from the South or call the South home, who are consistently giving dope bars. And I think you're one of those people, and I think as your buzz continues to grow and as your catalog continues to grow, more people will know about that. But talk to me about why, at least for you, it's so important. You're not out here, you know, no discredit to those who are, but you're not out here mumbling and stumbling. You know, you have a clear-cut message with your music. Why is that so important?
I mean, I attribute that to the way that I grew up in the music that I grew up listening to. So, I mean, it's a reflection of what I did listen to as a young person. You know what I mean? So I like to actually present a message in the music that I make, and I like to listen to music that has a message in it. You know what I mean? I think that's important because music really does have an effect on people, you know, whether young or old. It spreads through all ages. So, I mean, you need to be saying something, in my opinion, too. You need to be saying something when you're trying to get people's attention, something important, you know what I mean? So that's real important. It's the way I grew up. It's the way I grew up.
Now, you know me, man. You know I love to add a little sports into the convo and into the lingo. And during our last conversation, we were talking about the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm quite sure, you know, if you are a fan of sports, you have heard about the Crimson Tide and their dynasty. But right now, we're approaching the NFL draft. The NFL draft isn't too far, not too far away, approaching about 3 to 4 weeks. So if you were an NFL GM and you had the opportunity to take, who knows, Sam Darnold, Saquon Barkley, one of these cats with the #1 overall pick, we making you the Cleveland Browns GM. Who are you taking? Will it be someone from an Alabama franchise from that program, or are you going to take one of these new cats that are out here making noise?
I mean, I'm really biased to Alabama, you know what I mean? And I hate to be that way. I hate to be that way, man, but I would have to take somebody from Alabama, you know what I mean? I have to, because the defense, it speaks for itself, you know what I mean? And any of those players can play on any defensive team in the NFL. So I would have to pick somebody from Alabama. I'm biased.
Have you seen earlier today the announcement was made that Alabama is actually bringing on Butch Jones as an interim coach with Alabama Crimson Tide? What are your thoughts on that, and what do you think he'll bring to the program?
I mean, I think he has some good tools that can be used with the program, you know what I mean? There's a lot of coaches like Lane Kiffin that came and left. He was a good offensive coach. A lot of these guys have good recruiting skills and things like that, so they can you know, give something to the program. So I'm good with that.
I respect that, man. I respect that. Now, diving back into the music, I want you to kind of give our audience what goes into your mindset as you're coming up with these projects. When you're writing a song, are you one of the artists that you'll write a song and you immediately have a concept for the visual or video of the song? Are you an artist that kind of lets things flow? Do you get in the booth and you need to write right then and there, or do you sit at home or sit wherever you find your peace and comfort at when you're writing and you come up with the song and then go in the booth? Kind of give us a little bit more insight and actually how you come up with this material you come up with.
I mean, I'm reminded of a DMX interview, and he said that he get a lot of his own material just by having conversations. So with me, that works when, you can have a conversation with somebody and something that they say will stick with you. And for me, I take that, and I mold my own type of thing from it. But, it takes me time to just sit back and actually think through the thing that I'm trying to say. But a lot of my material actually comes from, being around people that has some knowledge, and that allows me to put it in a certain perspective for my own viewers and listeners, you know what I mean? So that's what I do.
Now, we see a lot of artists right now doing the combo projects. You had the Metro Boomin and Big Sean. Later on tonight, I believe, NBA Youngboy and Birdman are dropping a project. You've had Drake and Wayne drop different things. I'm going to ask you, man, if you could pick 5 artists of today, 5 artists of today, and you're going to do a collab track with Mr. Miles, who would those artists be and why?
The first one would have to be Bun B.
Okay.
I mean, his name speaks for itself, you know what I mean?
He's
and he's from the South too, you know what I mean? So Bun B, Tip for one. I mean, you got to respect what he's done for the game. Boosie. I like Boosie. Everybody, love Boosie. They fuck with Boosie. Who else? I mean, I like Drake too. Okay. You know what I mean? I like Drake's music. And the last one I would say maybe Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. Kendrick Lamar. Okay, okay. Now we're going to take it to the ladies. If you had an opportunity right now to go to the Grammys, you're up for a Grammy, Best New Artist, Best Rap Album, and you could take any woman to the Grammy with you as your date, as your arm candy. No one's married here, so Beyonce doesn't have Jay-Z. Okay. Cassie doesn't have Diddy. Give me 5 women that you would possibly give that call, the Uber's outside, meet me at the Grammys.
Oh, shit. I mean, it had to be Cassie. Rihanna. I mean, she takes the last 4 spots. You know what I mean? Who else, man? I mean, that's it for me.
Okay, Cassie and Rihanna. I'm not mad at that. Also, I want my audience to kind of get, to see another side of Mr. Miles. I think your music speaks for itself. Our family, shout out to our family, Big Bo's Paws, they do something very, very dope. They constantly talk about cereal. So I'm going to ask you right now, and I'm quite sure that they'll chime in and have some comments on this as well, post this on there as far as what they have going on. Give me your top 3 cereals. What did you grow up on? What are your top 3 cereals?
Oh, man, I grew up on the Fruit Loops, the Frosted Flakes, and the Pops.
Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes, and Pops.
Yeah.
Did you have I eat them dry, or is it something I gotta have a little bit of milk with it?
I got to have the milk with it, man. I got to.
Okay, I respect that. So talk to me, man. Let's dive back into your music again. I know you said you're working on a few things, but do you have any project in store? What'll be the next single? Like, what is next? What is a fan? Because I actually am a fan of your music. I dig what you're doing, man. I like it a lot, and I want to see you progress. And I honestly believe the more people who hear your music, the quicker your buzz is gonna grow, man. I believe that's that's going to come. But let us know what we can expect next. What singles are coming out, or what projects do you have in store?
I have a new project or a single that I'm working on. I called it No Admission.
Okay.
So that'll be my next thing that I put out and let the world hear.
Why No Admission? What's the theme behind that?
I mean, it's sort of like a members only type of thing. You know what I mean? It's a select group. You know what I mean? They can only enter. You know what I mean? And it's not for everybody. So I want to put that into a certain perspective.
I can dig that, man. 2018 is moving right along. We're not too far from April. We're fresh from South by Southwest. New projects in store. We'll continuously be supporting your movement and what you have going on here. What else can we expect from Mr. Miles? What's coming up?
I mean, I'm looking to collaborate with some more artists, you know what I mean, and get to know some more people, producers, anything, you know what I mean. So you'll see me working a lot more with the artists that are known around town.
Once again, before we let you go, why don't you let our audience know where they can find your music, where they can check you out, and also let artists and producers who may check this interview out or already be familiar with your sound and your music and they want to work with you, let them know how they can contact you.
I mean, I'm available anywhere digitally. My Instagram, Mr. Miles Music, Twitter, Mr. Miles MW3.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot before I let you go, man. I'm going to hand you this mic, man. I need you to give me a few bars. They can be something that you have already written and you just want to give to the camera right now, or you can spit something off the top, but I need a few bars from you, man.
Okay. Let me see what I got. This is something I wrote already. 80s baby with a license to ill. We the leaders of the new school where boys pop pills. We keep a pair of J's and an 88 fade. We get excited by the check when it's time to get paid. It's that same grand feeling when it's time to get laid. Never felt a pair of cuffs. I ain't never been a slave. That's all I got, man.
We ain't mad at that, man. It's the man himself, Mr. Miles. So No Admission is on the way.
Yes.
We're going to be looking out for that. Make sure you stay tuned to Hip Hop since 1987. Follow this brother. Let him know where they can check you out at.
Mr. Miles Music.
Check him out on social media, and we're going to be continuing to bring you a lot more content from this brother right here.
Hip Hop since 1987.com.